me really well. They're moving me quick, but they're not moving me too quick. They'll let me season and get better and grow. But they're challenging me and making sure I am growing. I'm not fighting bums that are just falling over. Even the few fights I had in TJ, maybe on paper you would have been like, but they were tough. They didn't fall down. They didn't go just to lay down. Maybe my last opponent, I was a little disappointed. He kind of didn't really want to fight too much, but all the rest, they were all really game and came to fight.
Yeah. Also, I got to ask you, what is your background, your ethnicity? I mean, we're not, obviously, when we think of boxing, we think of,
Yeah.
What would it, tell me.
What my ethnicity is?
Yeah.
So I got different things in me. I'm Italian, German, Syrian, got Scottish in there, a little bit of Mexican. I got a big family.
Okay.
So, all over the place.
Yeah. Was it a father? Was it an uncle? Was it somebody that got you into boxing, or was it just you picked it up? Or
I've always had an interest in boxing and fighting. Since I was a kid, I was growing up getting a lot of fights. But what's crazy is, nobody in my family boxes or anything, and I really didn't even think about fighting professionally or taking it like that until I was in my teens, like 16, 17. It never really crossed my mind. When I first was coming up, it might sound crazy, I wanted to be a professional skateboarder. I love skateboarding. Since I was a kid, I was on the board. And then when I turned like 14, 15, I started getting in trouble and, going down the wrong path. And then something hit me like, hey, why don't I'm good at fighting. I keep getting in fights. Why don't I try to do something with myself and turn it into something positive? And that's when I turned to boxing. Really, actually, I turned to MMA. I was training in MMA. I was doing Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, a little bit of boxing. But when I started boxing, I just fell in love with it. So I was like, I don't even want to do MMA. It was like my bread and butter, It came a little bit easier to me, and it went really well with, my athleticism too.
What are some things that you have learned, just being, obviously you've been in the game, but your professional, career, just a couple of years in, what have you learned so far, from navigating the boxing scene?
Man, I've learned so much, man. I've learned a lot of patience. I've learned how to control myself. When I first came in, I was kind of more of a brawler, like a lot of people. They come in just trying to fight. And luckily, my coaches that I had were really smart and just educated me on the game and taught me about taught me more about the sport, the science behind it. And when I learned that, my game just got a lot better. So I feel like just really learning the in and outs of the sport, learning how to box for real, not just fight. So I feel like over the years, I've learned that the most, just how to really box and not fight.
Hey. I got to ask you, have you had an aha moment where you met, a professional boxer, or you were connected with somebody, whether through sparring, or was there ever a moment where you're like, oh man, I'm here now, like met this person and it has given me added motivation? Have you had those kinds of moments?
Absolutely. Actually, recently I was, this past year a lot too. And in 2020, I'll start in 2020. I went to the Olympic Training Center and trained with the Olympic team right before they were supposed to get ready for the 2020 Olympics. And I was in camp with them in like March, April. Literally, like the pandemic happened while I was there. So it was like that was really cool just to be there training with the top guys in the nation. I picked up a lot of game. And then fast forward a little bit later, I sparred with Hopkins Cesar right before he fought Oscar Valdez.
That's right.
And I had met Anderson Silva there as well, and that was really, and I was like, wow, man, this is crazy because Anderson Silva is a legend, and to be sparring with a gold medalist like Hopkins was great. And a few months later, I got a call to go into camp with Oscar Valdez to fight when he was fighting Shakur Stevenson. So I was in camp with Oscar just recently for like 8 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks, and that was really I was in awe because Canelo was there training next to me, would give me tips here and there, and that was really cool too. Just training with Oscar too. He's a legend, a great champion, and I was really blessed to be in camp with him.
Hey, I know I'm silly all the questions, Gio. Whenever you want to chime in, you can. Yeah. What did you learn from just the sparring with Oscar Valdez? Was it the timing, his strength, his speed, defense? What are some things that you picked up?
Yeah, for sure. He's tricky. He is pretty tricky. I think he just goes in there and brawls and fights. He got some tricky shots in there. I picked up a few of his feints. I also learned how to just stay composed against an elite fighter like that, up at that level, and to just be more relaxed and just do me. The first couple sessions, it was like a little nervousness here and there. We're boxing, but later on, I just get more comfortable, and I was able to do a lot more stuff in there. But man, yeah, there's so much that I learned and picked up from him.
Hey, and you just mentioned the one of the GOATs in boxing right now, Canelo Alvarez. What was some of the things that he told you? How's his English?
It's all right. He just would say, hey, good work. You're did this and that, did good. And would ask me, I had a fight coming up during that camp that had got canceled, so it got canceled. I went right back into camp, and he asked, how'd the fight go, this and that. And I told him it fell through. I got another one coming up. He's like, oh, just keep training hard, keep coming, you'll be ready. But he was really cool, man. He, for being how big he is, a superstar, he would come in and tell everybody good morning, ask how they're doing, and was real humble. So I was actually surprised. He was really humble, really, really cool guy. The whole team was.
Yeah. Were you a little surprised with his loss, his little setback last time out?
Yeah, I was surprised because Canelo's Canelo, but I thought I had said before he's no pushover. I've seen him fight before.